You know, as a film fan, it's always a fine day when there's a Coen Brothers movie coming out, man.
Not always, but
majority of the time.
But a lot of times. A lot of times.
A lot.
And we got this movie right here. Now, the Coen Brothers, you know those guys. Chasing Arizona. Raising Arizona. The Big Lebowski. And No Country for Old Men. A lot of these movies. What's that?
Yeah,
Fargo.
Fargo.
Fargo, which has been
Old
made
Brother,
into
Where Art Thou?
Old Brother, Where Art Thou? Fargo, which has been made into an excellent TV show based on their work. And even some of the movies that I've seen I don't like. Later on, I come back and I say, wow, you know, I just had to think about it. Mm-hmm. You know me.
That happens
a
with
lot of things
movies.
go in my head,
Yeah.
and I have to sit down and have somebody. Martin usually breaks it down to me. You know? And with this movie that they have here, Hail Caesar, a lot of people are saying, you know, this is kind of a complimentary film to Barton Fink, where they came in and they did a critique of old-time Hollywood. Now, that one was kind of a dark comedy in a way, very dark. Some people would even say, well, I never laughed, so there wasn't no comedy. That was just kind of weird. But they said, all right, we hear you. You know what, let's go in and do a humorous critique of Hollywood. And as I told you, the Coen Brothers are so big, so respected. They have an all-star cast here, nothing but A-listers and then some. And with this, you have Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin, he plays Eddie Mannix. And he holds this studio together right here. He says, you know what? Don't worry about it. When one of Capitol Studios' biggest stars mysteriously goes missing, like, don't worry about it. I'll come in, I'll find them, I'll get this together. While also doing the rest of my duties, because this guy spends all day trying to sort out these strange, but normal for him, situations that happen almost every hour of the day, but it's just a routine part of his job. You know these actors, man. They go out there, they're caught in scandals, they like to drink, they like to fuck around, and he's the cleanup guy.
And this is pre-TMZ, where you didn't have a paparazzi on top of actors trying to get the dirt on them.
No, a couple of cops come in. He's like, hey, here's some money, fuck off. Nobody heard anything. Mm-hmm. You're good. You're good, especially when you're this man right here. Eddie Mannix. I mean, the reason why nobody messed around is because Eddie Mannix ran a tough ship. Because if anybody got a line, some people go into the movie and they'll say, you know what? This movie's kind of sexist. Because the movie starts out with him slapping hoes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know, this dude runs this studio like a pimp, man. Like a straight up gangster pimp. If you get out of line, you're going to catch a smack. And it's not sexist because you can be a woman, man, shit, he'll slap the fuck out of his car if it don't start right. he don't give a shit. So whenever something goes out of line, most of the people, they know. Don't mess with shit. Eddie Mannix should tell you, that's a name that says, I'm trying to warn you, I'm going to slap the fuck out of you if you get out of line. And he ain't afraid of nobody. George Clooney, fuck him. Slap him too. When I come here talking all this hippie shit. And that's the great thing about the movie is that there are so many elements to love in this film. And one of the things I like is that you have George Clooney who can come in. George Clooney, despite the reputation he has as the leading man, he comes in here and he doesn't give a shit. For the Coen Brothers, he'll make a fool out of himself. And
He will.
Yes.
He really will. And in this movie, he's not only a fool, but they just make him a stone cold bitch.
Picture business, but what it really is this fat cat, Nick Skank, out in New York, running this factory, serving up these lollipops to what they used to call a bread.
See, that's when you should know to shut the fuck up right there.
That's how clueless he is.
Yeah.
Anybody else sitting there, when somebody had that look on their face as they walking towards you, you getting guarded, be like, hey, man.
Yeah. So I was going to
It's cool.
I just shut the fuck up. I mean, look at this shit. You don't shut your goddamn mouth. I'm trying to tell you.
Circuses for that.
That's man, that ain't no acting right there. That is.
That wasn't even in script.
Yeah. They didn't say hit me.
Joe, stop this.
Somebody say cut. Say cut. Man, that is real terror on his face right there. Because he knows, man, Josh Brolin, when you see those two together, especially how short George Clooney is to him, you know Josh Brolin can really beat his ass. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Brolin bullied his ass on the set. Hey, Clooney, got my lunch money? Come on, Josh. Shut your ass up.
Shut up.
Okay, all right, man, all right. You know, something, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. I took pleasure out of seeing George Clooney smacked around a little bit. You know, always out on the town, always the man, him and his fucking tuxedos and shit. Fuck him, man. You know,
damn, man. Oh, man. He's married now. That's not happening a lot.
He ain't alley catting around no more.
I don't give a fuck. He still got more.
2 weeks ago, you and Tommy were talking like, oh, he used to be the man. He ain't nothing to us now. He was our hero.
Yeah, well, he ain't no man right now. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be you one day.
Yeah, you smug.
It already is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's usually me.
Mia, yeah.
No, Miss Mia does this shit to me.
Grow
Grow your hair out.
Yeah. And I don't want to.
Shut up.
Okay, all right. Shut up. Yeah, you smug fuck. But it's kind of cool to see him just drop that whole leading man thing, let his guard down, and just have fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun watching him. And there are appearances in the movie. The Coen Brothers are so good with actors, man. That's why they're great directors. They are so good with actors that even people come in and just do small appearances or cameos or extended cameos. They managed to get great performances out of these people. Scarlett Johansson, she's in the movie. She kind of plays sort of a Esther Williams starlet, you know, and she plays, you know, her screen presence is innocent. Yeah, she's, you know, she's a leading lady. She's beautiful, kind of America's sweetheart type. But I love the way that she is behind the scenes.
She's a hoe.
She's a
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, she's good. The Coen Brothers actually managed. They actually managed.
Cyrus.
Yeah, they actually managed to make her less attractive. Now that's more attractive than any woman that's out there. But for Scarlett Johansson, it's less attractive. She plays it almost like a beautiful woman that will fart in front of you and don't give a fuck what you think about it.
What, you think if there wasn't a good, reliable man, I wouldn't have grabbed him?
What about Aunt Cecil? He is the father, isn't he?
Yeah.
A marriage doesn't have to last forever, but Deanna, having a child without a father would present a public relations problem for the studio. The aquatic pictures do very nicely for us.
So you go and strap on a fish ass and marry Arnie Cecil.
I bet he ain't gonna slap her. You know, I was looking at that and I was just like, damn. I mean, dick didn't go down all the way, but it was kind of like,
75%.
I need to think about this.
You always think it's those black women that assassinate.
No, yeah. Now I know where she got that black woman's ass. But it's really cool seeing these appearances in here, man, because they're not long appearances, but seeing Scarlett Johansson in this is one of the best performances I've seen her do in a long time. Kind of broad, kind of exaggerated, yeah, but again, she makes cartoonish feel kind of natural.
Well, I mean, that's why people like working with the Coen Brothers, because they really do give them a chance to do something different. They stretch. They put so much artistry in what they do. I mean, even in their movies where you go like, yeah, I don't like that one so much, that didn't work, but you can't deny what went into it. Like they didn't half step it. It just didn't come out well or to your liking.
Yeah, I agree with you. Agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I forgot to say, Corey saw the movie too.
I was about to say something, but I'm going to let you keep going.
No, what are you going?
No, I was going to say, especially with their comedies, I think that's something that they direct really well. Like, everyone is a character, so you don't have people that, you know, some are characters, some aren't. Everybody's a type. So you'll buy into this world like it's a cartoon. So when you're watching it, you can suspend your disbelief, unlike other movies. I think one of the breakout people in this, and that's another good thing about the Coen Brothers. Sometimes they're just good at discovering talent, not like in some Quentin Tarantino type way.
Right.
They really are about, you auditioned, you did well. Nobody else saw you with this, but we're giving you a chance. And one of those people that I didn't think that I would see again in movies is Alden Aaron Reich.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah, he was in, what was
I'm
it?
trying to remember his name yesterday.
Yeah, he's got one of those Nazi names.
He
Alden
does.
Ehrenreich.
Yeah.
Now, what movie was he in before?
The Beautiful Creatures, is that the name?
Yeah, the
Beautiful
which movie?
Creatures.
Yeah, Beautiful Creatures, and he had a small part in Blue Jasmine.
And
I think I saw him in something else, but those two stuck out to me.
yeah. And when I watched this movie, what I love about it is that he plays a cowboy, kind of a Roy Rogers type, I guess. And his movies are one of the top grossing movies at the studio because he doesn't open his fucking mouth. All he does is ride a horse and lasso people because when they try to get him to act, he's dumb as hell. You can look at him. He played this role so good. I don't know if the Coen Brothers got him because he can act or because he's really stupid.
Would that it were so simple.
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 My dear boy, why do you say that? Why do you say twere?
Would you say it like I said it?
Yes.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were so simple. Would that it were.
You can tell. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Damn, Voldemort, man.
You can see him turn to Voldemort right there. His nose just gets smaller. He's like, are you fucking retarded? What's going on with you? And man, it's that scene. It's funny. It's very funny. A problem with that scene is that scene goes on a little too long. It's a joke that goes on a little too long. It doesn't even cut to a part where I think it ends on a high note. And I think that that's something that says the same thing for the film. Is that it's a movie full of characters that I enjoy watching. It's a movie that I enjoy certain scenes in this, and I really enjoyed watching Josh Brolin have to run around and run the studio. I mean, I felt like I was watching a real guy trying to run a studio back in the day. This is back in the 40s, a heyday. This is a critique of the heyday of Hollywood back in that time. And seeing him not only because he's the head of physical production, but he also is a guy that has to go around and clean up everybody's gossip too.
Yeah.
And that it's more interesting seeing all that than as a whole film for me. I don't think the movie just comes together as a cohesive story. It's hard to tell how you feel, Martin, especially I don't know what kind of Coen Brothers fan you are, Corey. Mm-hmm. And Martin, I know you love a lot of movies that I don't like of theirs sometimes. So with this, I don't know if you felt like, especially when they have two different things going on. You got all these cartoonish gags and characters, and then they have this one big film war overlapping story that's supposed to tie everything together that comes to no real satisfying conclusion. A lot of people say, the joke is Coen Brothers, does it have an end? And on this one, it's like, kinda, yeah, but it don't mean shit. I don't know, Martin. I can't tell. You be looking down on me, or you disagree with me, or man, you just don't understand.
You don't want to ask Corey what he thinks?
No, I'm asking you, bro.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of right there with you. I think in pieces, if you chop the movie up and take individual pieces, they're wonderful. The dance sequence with Channing Tatum, Gene Kelly, R.I.P., who just died. He recreated one of his, something that he would have done, even put a little extra panache on it, and yet for all that was built up with his character for that awesome dance sequence, what they do with him after that, not so much. There's so many great set pieces, but as a cohesive story, for me, it didn't work.
Can I just, before you go, because there was something I want to say here that I should give the movie credit for. The production in this is
top notch.
It's amazing. This part right here with the dance number with Channing Tatum,
however it'll be,
with just singing. Was that Channing Tatum singing that?
Sounds like him.
Because I tell you, that motherfucker's dreamy as hell.
Well, he's the handsome guy. All these other dudes are cartoon characters.
He does some amazing tap dance numbers in this. They set that scene up just like you would see. It felt like a number.
Yeah, it did.
From a 40s and 50s musical, man. He transformed into Gene Kelly, man. And you could tell that he's improved as an actor through this. I mean, just by singing and dancing, even lip syncing, that he had so much charisma in that role right there. These guys put a lot of work into the production. It's a beautiful film.
Yeah, exactly.
And I almost gave the movie a higher rating because I said, just like with Kung Fu Panda, this movie, for production in it, the attention to detail, I almost hate to criticize it for them being such good filmmakers on that end. What you got to say?
It's funny that you say that because that's exactly what I was gonna say. I like that this is a movie for people that are, I'm not gonna say cinephiles, but the people that actually go back and watch a lot of these older movies. Like I loved, I thought Channing Tatum's part was great, but my favorite scene was when they brought in Scarlett Johansson because I thought that was more of a call back to the pool movies and those scenes, and I thought some of the camera shots they did, they were amazing. Like the whole time I couldn't look away. And that part of that scene right there. So like, and the other thing is you can see the inspirations that it comes from, like that what she did was kind of like was it A Trip to the Moon, like that old movie from the 20s or 30s, and then with Clooney doing something like Spartacus, and then him doing a Gene Kelly number. Like it's like, all right, this is a movie for people that know their movie history. Like they'll get more out of it because of that.
You know what? And you're right, man, because the Coen Brothers, will their fans be pleased? Yeah, man, because that is, I hate this fucking word. It's the quirky Coen Brothers. It's almost like
quirky?
That word. Quirky.
It's with a Q.
That too.
Not a C.
It's the Quirky Brothers. Quirky. It's the Quirky Coen Brothers. But it appeals to those people who like it. And I know that Coen Brothers fans will love it because the screening I was in, they would clap him for every fucking thing. No, nothing happened.
There was somebody in that first row. I don't know who it was.
I know who it was.
Yeah, because I've seen him at other screenings too. But he's like it's like George Clooney comes up. So I didn't get this down. Ah!
Oh yeah.
Man, sit your overactive ass down.
It was like that. Somebody would just come in. Josh Brolin. Good evening. Shit. Genius.
It's the alternate crowd to the literary fans who went to Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, Coen Brothers fans are like Shakespeare fans. They're like literary fans. They want to let you know that they love the Coen Brothers.
Right.
They want to make sure that they're a bigger fan than you are.
Man, I was sitting next to the ultimate stoners.
Oh, no.
To the right, it was the way I was like having a nightmare sitting there. The whole time it'd be like a color would change. Okay.
It was like that with us too, man. It's crazy how fanatic these people are. It's kind of fucking annoying too, but they'll love it. And film historians like Corey said, the annoying ones. I know that. You're gonna get a kick out of like trying to figure out who this character is referenced from in real life. You're going to get a kick out of knowing what music came from where.
Right.
You're going to get a kick out of what movie this is supposed to be that they're parodying. And it's for you. I would almost say kind of pretentious people out there. But for everybody else, even when the Coen Brothers are doing a film that is kind of lackluster for them, it's still kind of better than most of the filmmakers that are out there.
Yeah, it's one of these things where say they make a bad film now, you don't go like, well, I don't know, man. It looks like they lost it. Because there's so much, even in a failure, there's so much talent. You go like, yeah, but their next one could be one of the best movies you've ever seen.
Yeah, it really is a cartoon with no gag. There's not a lot of chemistry between these people. There's not a lot of story. It's just gags, and some of those gags are corny and they're flat. Some of them work very well. It's a critique of old Hollywood where there's no real critique. It's more interesting and amusing and funny, and it's a good time. But is it great? I don't think so. So I'm gonna say it's a matinee.
It's kind of what I expected, in as much as, when you have a big all-star cast like that, there's not a lot of people who can handle it. I mean, they are some of the guys who can, but it getting a February release date, that's had me nervous about this movie from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, it would be a rental for me had they not done such a beautiful job with it. And like you mentioned, that attention to detail, what they get out of their actors.
Yeah.
I put it as a low matinee.
Okay. And Mr. Goodwin.
Again, y'all are stating everything I want to say before I say it.
So we gotta let you go first.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was trying to talk to him.
Leave me the scraps. It's all right. It's cool. But even when you guys talk about attention to detail, I noticed one of the biggest things that they did really well in this was the contrast in colors. It was a whole bunch of stuff greens and blues going on at the same time, and you see right there, Tilda Swinton was playing certain characters, and they would wear different colors that showed their personalities.
Yeah.
And it's like those small attention to detail things that I really loved about it. I agree with y'all. It's not one of their better movies. It's not a Fargo. It's not I love Big Lebowski. But it's I feel like it's something that if I personally watched again, I would get more out of it. Like if I watched it at home and had my own little viewing of it. But I think it's a beautiful movie. They got some great actors, and I think it's a matinee.
There you go. And I tell you, man, I'm almost thinking about giving this full price. I think there's,
Okay.
I mean, I just thought about it. I just thought about it, and any movie that can make George Clooney a bitch. I ain't never seen that face on George Clooney at all, ever. No, in all of his movies where he's at, I ain't never seen that fucking face. I'm just kind of like, if you can bring that out of him, Mr. Cool himself, that's worth the extra point or two. Shit, I don't even think George Clooney's acting anymore.